Today I'm trying a recipe for key lime coconut cookies that has just 4 ingredients. I'm really loving these minimal ingredient recipes lately. I found this recipe in this little teeny cookbook, Kermit's Favorite Key Lime Recipes. Now, I picked this book up at a library sale last fall, and it caught my eye because I have been to this shop before. Back in 2019, we went on a cruise, and one of the stops was Key West. And I happened to go to this little shop, and they didn't have cookbooks back then. Of course, I would have picked it up, but I had the opportunity to get this at the library sale. It is signed by the proprietor, Kermit. Had to have it. Then we went on almost the exact same cruise 3 years later. So last December, I say last December, it wasn't that long ago. December of 2022, we were back in Key West and I got to go to the shop once again. This shop has multiple locations. The one that I went to has since moved, but it's maybe like 1 or 2 streets over. And luckily I was able to get a photograph with Kermit, and I can't tell you how excited I was about this. When we came back from the cruise, I found out I happened to visit the shop on the first day that it was open in the new location. So feeling pretty lucky about that. So this cute little cookbook has a lot of things I love. It's spiral bound. I love a spiral bound cookbook because you can do that with it. You can kind of lay it flat. It has lots of recipes, all containing key lime juice, and also, some little fun quotes here and there. The belly rules the mind. In my case, I would say that is true. Life is short, eat dessert first. I've definitely heard that one before. So there is a recipe for key lime pie here. There's also a no-bake key lime cheesecake. And they don't just have desserts in here. There are also, some salad, sides, main dishes, coleslaw with key lime chicken. So there's a nice variety of things in here. I went with these key lime coconut cookies because they sounded a lot like the coconut macaroons that were on the ship, and let me tell you, I loved those things. And also I love that it just had the 4 ingredients. I'm still kind of on that, I still want to bake and cook, but I don't have a ton of energy at the moment. So something with just a few ingredients that doesn't take a lot of time is kind of perfect for me right now. I'm going to be cutting this recipe in half, but I will have the full recipe written in the description down below. So preheat the oven to 350, done. Grease 2 baking sheets. I'm not doing that. I will be using just like a silicone baking mat on a regular sheet tray, and we'll see how it goes. Combine sweetened condensed milk, juice, and flour in a medium mixing bowl. I have my sweetened condensed milk right here, and I like to buy it this way in the squeeze bag when I'm not using a full can. And another little trick, when you're measuring something like honey or sweetened condensed milk, you can spray your measuring cup with a little bit of nonstick spray, or I'm just using vegetable oil, before you measure it, so then it will come out more easily. I like this sort of squeeze pouch when I don't have to use a whole can, because that way I'm not scraping it out of a can and trying to save the rest or anything like that. All right, so see how easily that is coming out? Look at that, that's perfect. So next is my lime juice and my flour. I'm giving that a little mix. Again, I'm doing a recipe with limited ingredients and no need for a stand mixer or a hand mixer. Sometimes this is just what you need in your life. And next I have sweetened flaked coconut. It did indicate sweetened in the recipe, so that is what I'm using. So those are my 4 ingredients combined, and now it is time to scoop them. I've got my sheet tray. I've got my teaspoon cookie scoop. You're supposed to place them 2 inches apart. So if I do it about like that. So I have my tray of scooped cookies. So now I have to bake these in a preheated 350-degree oven for 10 to 20 minutes. Here is what they look like just out of the oven. I let these go for 18 minutes. As you can see, the tops got nice and toasty and light brown. Some of the coconut that stuck up did get a little bit darker, so you're gonna wanna keep an eye on these. Now they didn't spread much, so I would say don't worry too much about getting them a full 2 inches apart on the pan. So now I'm gonna scoop these off of the tray, put them on a cooling rack, and then after they're fully cooled, it's time to give them a taste. All right, take a look here at my lovely coconut key lime cookies and this beautiful little dish that I have. I believe this was my great grandma's. Mom, if you're watching, can you confirm? I think this is great grandma's and you gave it to me. But I thought it was appropriate for a key lime recipe to display them in there. So they make these nice little like petite kinds of cookies. You know, little bite-sized things you can have with a cup of tea. I ended up going like roughly 18 to 20 minutes on these. They just weren't like really brown on the top after 10 minutes, so you maybe just want to keep an eye on them. I'd say start with 10 and just watch them and see how they do. You can see they did get a bit brown on the bottom. Again, I used just like a silicone baking mat with these. I didn't grease my cookie sheets and it was just fine. I use silicone baking mats that I got on Amazon. I'll link them in the description down below. I probably have them at least 10 years now and they're still going strong. Now I'm ready to give them a taste. I'm holding these like in a really weird way. They're really good. You can see the texture of the coconut in there. They're sticky, I mean, of course, but they have a really nice sharp like key lime flavor to them, even though I didn't have to use very much key lime juice in the recipe. They have a bit of like almost a candy-like texture. I think these might be kind of interesting if you dip some of them in like dark chocolate. I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy them. Let me finish this, we'll talk more in a bit. Very enjoyable. These are really yummy. Nice, sharp, kind of like tangy key lime flavor. Balances out the sweetened condensed milk. They're not as sweet as I thought they would be, which is nice, because sometimes you can get a little bit overly sticky sweet when you use sweetened condensed milk, but I think that the key lime balances that part of it out. They have a nice toasty kind of caramelized flavor because of the bottoms and like the little toastiness that happens on top. I would say this recipe is a keeper. I think you should definitely try it. If you love coconut. If you don't love coconut, you know, maybe check out some of my other videos that don't have coconut in them. I happen to be a person who absolutely loves coconut, so this is definitely for me, and maybe it's for you too if this is something that you think you'd enjoy. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post videos about food, vintage cookbooks, and retro recipes every week. If you'd like to see what else I'm up to, you can follow me on Instagram or check me out on Facebook. There are links to both of those in the description down below. Thanks again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.